Welcome back to ChemEfy. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ultimate productivity tool, and that is flow state, a key to unlocking your potential. Have you ever found yourself so absorbed in an activity that time seemed to slip away effortlessly? That feeling of being in the zone, if you like. That's the essence of flow. It's akin to the wisdom of Taiosm, urging us to immerse ourselves fully in the present moment, undisturbed by the fear of success or failure. Flow state has a time dilation effect, where hours feel like minutes, as our attention is completely absorbed in the task at hand. And what's remarkable about flow state is its universal applicability. Whether you're an artist, athlete, scientist, or entrepreneur, it acts as a powerful amplifier, magnifying our innate potential and propelling us towards excellence. In fact, top executives have stated being 5 times more productive when in a state of flow. Delving deeper into flow state, there is a link between challenge and skill in a task, paving the way for a harmony that fuels our concentration and focus. Now that we've established the basis of flow, we'll be diving into the stages of flow state, including underlying neurochemistry, as well as some actionable pointers to help you immerse yourself in flow state, whether you're overwhelmed, bored, or looking for some structure in what you're doing. Before delving deeper into practical strategies for flow state, I'd first like to mention a remarkably good, free and easy learning resource that I have found perfect for engaging one's flow state in STEM learning. That is brilliant.org, who I'm proud to say is the sponsor of today's video. Brilliant.org is the best way I've personally found to learn mathematics, computer science, and data science interactively. Crucial for lifelong learners, interactive learning has been shown to be 6 times more effective than lecture-style deliveries. And with Brilliant.org's fun and interactive interface that you can use from anywhere, at any time, and gamified learning experience, delivered in bite-sized chunks, there are thousands of lessons, from basic to advanced topics, with new content added every month, perfect for helping you achieve your learning goals. Previously daunting, complex topics can now be learned in under 15 minutes per day. I've personally had an absolute blast recently learning deeper into large language models to better understand the seemingly ubiquitous ChatGPT, as well as the exact workings and uses of quantum computing. If any of this sounds interesting, then you can follow this link to get your free 30-day trial, and the first 200 of you will get 20% off on their annual plan too. So what is the process of flow state behind Brilliant.org's enticing learning experience? Well, we must first take a step back and realise that flow state is not an instant switch, but a gradual ease in to a 4-stage flow cycle. First up is struggle. This is analogous to exercise. As we gear up and push our limits with any new task, we experience stress. Cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, and beta brainwaves flood our brain. So, flow state is not always pleasurable, and we need to lean on our mental discipline here. But if we can overcome this struggle phase, we enter the release phase, where nitric oxide and alpha brainwaves flushes out the stress hormones, allowing our subconscious mind to take effect and thoughts to surface freely. Then arrives flow. Dopamine, endorphins, serotonin, and alpha-theta brainwaves allow us a zone of heightened focus, creativity, and euphoria. Hyperfrontality occurs, temporarily deactivating the prefrontal cortex, enhancing creativity. Acetylcholine aids in rewiring neural connections, facilitating learning, and we call this process neuroplasticity. After all this is said and done, we eventually enter recovery, where we have to recuperate neurochemically from flow, clear stress effects, and prepare for the next cycle. So how can we maximise our likelihood of getting into flow? Well, here are 6 key steps for this. First up is frame our environment by reducing the temptation for or eliminating distractions. Make the activation energy so high for accessing distractions that easing into flow becomes much easier. Second, frame the task, setting clear goals with an ambitious skills challenge balance in mind, and engage your curiosity mindset. Push yourself just beyond your comfort zone. We call this priming your mindset and increasing flow proneness, almost inviting your mind to push through the struggle and enter flow. Try to make the activity autotelic, or rather intrinsic to you. What is your why? Why do you care about the task at hand? Third up is to time block. Set your daily agenda and block out your day. Simplicity is an elusive golden key, and with life's complicating factors, I aim for a 3-3-3 framework. 3 hours on a really important task, 3 hours on shorter but still important tasks, and 3 maintenance tasks, life admin if you like. It's dangerously easy to let your day fill up with the latter if you allow it to. And when it comes to execution, focus on one task at a time, as multitasking stress will be a key flow blocker as your attention is violently pulled in multiple directions. Fourth up, frame your mental state with pre-flow rituals. Use mindfulness practices to calm your mind, which coincidentally is what multitasking disturbs. Or alternatively, I like to deliberately place a set of really quick and easy tasks at the start to give progressive dopamine boosts, and this builds up momentum as I approach a harder and longer task. Similarly, adopt a system for immediate feedback so you get dopamine boosts for completion of subtasks to maintain your flow state. I use a task list and grey off each one as it's completed. This small greying off action is a feedback mechanism. And because I've not crossed my tasks out, once I'm finished, I can see and be proud of what I have completed. Point number 5, experiment with what works best for you. You may find it easier to get into flow state in the morning, where your allostatic load, or rather your accumulation of chronic stress, is lowest. Or late at night, where your conscious brain activity is reduced, which is quite similar to the state that you have in flow state. Finally, point number 6, be disciplined with your flow recovery. And be especially disciplined if you are using Pomodoro techniques during your flow state period. For those who don't know, Pomodoro is where you work in longer time intervals, perhaps 25 minutes, and then you take shorter breaks, perhaps 5 minutes long, in between. Stay away from dopamine releasing activities, otherwise you might have issues regaining focus and consequently break out of your flow state. Do you want to achieve your goals or keep wasting hours scrolling? So you should now have quite the toolbox for achieving your flow state. As usual, please do consider subscribing, sharing, and signing up to ChemEfy's mailing list at chemefy.com.